My goodness, I look terrible. It's the day after Singapore Armwrestling Open 2025. My voice sounds a little bit shot, so pardon me for that. So many things happened. Such crazy events, so amazing. Went much better than I anticipated. Of course, there were hiccups along the way, things that we can learn from, things to improve on for the next time, but overall, I think it was an amazing success. Over 100 different competitors, from the migrant workers, the women's class, novices, pros, juniors, everyone all came together, had a great time. Clash of Champions. Right now, all the videos should be up on my channel already. If you haven't already, check them out. I was the one who arranged for the Clash of Champions in partnership with Eastside West, and I hope you enjoy all those matches. I know I did, watching and reffing some of them and participating. Shaun Chispa, told you needed more rice. Well, I guess we can start off by talking about my match, just to get it off. Just a little bit of backstory for the match. It started out with like a little bit of a comment section banter with Shaun a couple of months back, and just fixed up this match. That was even before I went for the Australian competition Over the Top back in October. And I was really excited for this because I've known Shaun for I would say about 2 years now. I've known he was a great arm wrestler over in the Philippines, had a lot of accomplishments, has done well overseas, and always wanted an opportunity to pull him one-on-one, and this opportunity presented itself, albeit not under the best of timings because it was so quickly after Over the Top, which kind of plays into what I'm about to explain. And just full disclaimer, I'm not saying any of this to discredit Shaun or anything. This is just me I'm venting or just speaking what's on my mind right now and just giving my honest behind the scenes knowledge. After Over the Top, I took about a 1 week deload and then started prep for Shaun Chispa. And during that first week of prep, pushed myself a little bit too much because I think I was probably a little bit in a sense of urgency. I was rushing it a little bit, put on the weights a little bit too much, and re-triggered my carpal tunnels in my right hand, which some of you may know, it's been a nagging injury for the past 2 years, maybe 3 years. And carpal tunnel came back, and I stopped all heavy training completely, at least for the wrist. Back pressure wasn't as affected, but in certain angles, it would still affect the tingling, the sharp shooting pain in my fingers. So I had to step back on that. Was mostly doing recovery work, rehab work for the month or so leading up to my match with Shaun. So even up till the day of the competition, I would say I wasn't feeling 100%. If at Over the Top, I was 100%, which I felt I was at my best at Over the Top. I would say I was maybe 90% at best on for Clash of Champions. Wasn't at my full strength, so I was really nervous going into the match with Shaun, especially into round one, because until that point, we have never pulled a serious match before. And I think you can sort of see the nerves on both of us. Maybe I have a little bit more of a poker face than Shaun, so I wasn't really showing it as much, but I definitely for sure was very nervous, especially in the first grip up with Shaun. You could see I was, trying to get as good of a position as possible. And I think Shaun, because of that, it sort of reflected that nervous energy onto Shaun, and he was also feeling a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit nervous. But I knew that was the situation we were in, and I tried to lean into it. I tried to play into it. I tried to use that to my advantage. And thankfully it played out in my favor. Shaun lost the first two matches on fouls. I don't know if I would have beaten him in without the fouls. I think I would, of course. I believe in myself, and you guys saw in the last round I did manage to pin him. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You guys might have your own opinion. Definitely would have wanted to have it end in a better way. Maybe in all pins or at least a couple more pins. But it was what it was, and Shaun, sneaky bastard, didn't make weight, but that's water under the bridge. We had agreed on to a catch weight, maybe because of the flight or like just improper preparation. Shaun wasn't quite able to make the weight, but I said it was fine. I still wanted the show to go on, so there was no penalty for him for that. He was allowed to compete, no problem, and I had no issue with that, competing against him, no problem. And it was really an honor to pull with Shaun at this event, even despite the mixed circumstances, and definitely would love to pull him again in the future someday. Then moving on to the next day, day 2, competed in the men's 90 plus kilos. On the right arm, I took second to Nata of Indonesia. So I beat him. I was on the A side undefeated, and then he came back twice to beat me in the finals. So really good job to him. But honestly speaking, by the second day, I was completely toast. I was in no shape to compete at all. And I'm surprised I could even give a good fight to Nata. But after our 90 plus kilo match, because we were the top 2, we got to move into the overalls or the opens, and matched up with Nata again in the first round and managed to beat him. But that was probably the end of me for the entire tournament. My muscles were spasming, cramping up. There was basically no connection at all. Eventually somehow managed to squeeze into 4th place in the open class. I think Nata took 2nd or 3rd, and champion turned out to be Josh Nicholas, sponsored by Eastside Armwrestling, of course. And I was so proud, so happy to have Josh back in Singapore again. Last time we saw him in Singapore was, I think, 2023, back at the event with Schoolboy, Mike Ford. He was here as well, having his own super match against Josh Tay. And wow, Josh Nicholas has really come so far in the past 2 years. He's improved so much, very impressive. I think he shocked everyone that was there at the event. And well done, Josh. Couldn't say any greater words for you. And now I want to talk a little bit about the organization, things like that. Wow, guys, organizing this event was such a behemoth of a task. It was like 4 or 5 months in the making. A lot of the heavy work was done by our event organizer, the overall event organizer, Mr. Raj Kumar, who is the vice president of the Singapore Armwrestling Federation. He was the guy, the #1 head honcho in charge. I was under him as tournament director, so I was in charge of everything, rules-wise, tournament-wise, things like that. Other guys in the team was President Leonard, our general secretary, Jasper, and a whole team, like 20, 30 people working together, including referees, to make this thing happen. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Sorry if I couldn't name each one of you individually, but you have my greatest appreciation for making Singapore Armwrestling Open 2025 a reality. So much hard work, the months leading up to this, many sleepless nights, definitely affected my training, even for over the top. Even though I felt pretty good at over the top, I'm sure that on top of having to train and do admin work, organizing, things like that, the fatigue starts to add up. And reffing for 2 straight days as well. Wow, dude. Never have I had a greater appreciation for the refs, for doing what they do. And now having refed 2 full days back to back as tournament director slash like co-head referee. I wasn't technically head referee. I had a head referee and a deputy head referee under me, but for the most part, I was taking charge of all the referees. And well, so hard work, and my back hurts like hell. I don't think I got to sit down for more than like 5 minutes over the past 2 days, and incredibly exhausting, but oh so satisfying to see everything come together. And I really, really hope that everyone who attended had a good time. I know there were some hiccups with scheduling and things like that. We'll learn from this and we will improve for the next time. But overall, I think, at least on my end, I saw this as mostly a success. Huge thanks to AWE for sponsoring Jacob to come over all the way from Australia. Big thanks also to EVW Sports for supporting this event and being a partner, and all the other partners involved as well. Guys, I'm so exhausted, so tired. I think I'm going to take a break, and mostly just to recover for this injury. It's still hurting. My carpal tunnels has been acting up so much since over the top, and I really want to get it in check, because after the last time I got it in check, I was okay for like, almost a year. And only now did it start acting up again, after over the top, because of the like stupid choices I made. But, you live and learn. And hope you guys continue to support me. Next big event for me, not really a big event, but I'll be having Eastside Cup #1 on the 31st of January, right here in Singapore at the Eastside Armwrestling Club. Check out the link in the description to sign up. Registrations are already open. Discounts for members, but the public and other people are able to join as well. Novice and pro classes, details all on the website. Catch you guys in the next video. Go check out all the other cool matches.